Chappelle's here, and he wants to go up right away because he has a red eye. He has to go back home. I was the best Latino comic for years on Google. You know why? Because nobody wanted to wear that flag. I knew Lupillo before he lost his hair, bro. I don't know what the stigma of being a Latino comic is because I didn't know how to read.
Oh, you don't know how to read?
Oh, I didn't know how to read for a long time, dude.
Are you serious?
Bro, that's what happens when you have 5 kids. I went to therapy when I had my daughter. I never gave shit before. I can't tell you how funny you're going to be until you go up there and show me. And the audience will tell me. I forget what I think of the joke. Did they laugh?
What's poppin'? It's your boy Moses, aka Nomo, chilling right here in the Lit Out podcast. Got a very special guest in the building. I got Mr.
Richard Villa, baby. You can find me on all my platforms at Richard Comedy, richardvilla.com.
Thank you so much for pulling up to Southgate. Probably the first and last time you're ever going to be in Southgate because the only time people come to Southgate is to be on the Lit Out podcast. Have you been here before?
I got family, baby. I have to come. It's Christmas coming and Thanksgiving.
That's true.
You got to come al recalentado. Get
That's
some
right. That's
but
right.
yeah, dude, these were my stomping grounds. We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
The Hinton Park, Pacific, all that. Like, those were all my... I worked at Prajin's.
What is that?
The Prajin, old school. Look at people going like, I know what Prajin is. I'm Pacific, but he was like a record store, like Ritmo Latino. Like,
okay.
Yes, Música Latina. That was another division of that company, but they were the main hub distributor for all the swap meets in this area.
Damn.
So I worked at Prajin pulling out orders and organizing the cassettes and CDs.
Okay.
But that was the shit to do, bro, because you got free concert tickets and the artists would show up.
Oh, shit.
Pinche Lupillo llegaba when he still had hair.
Oh, you had hair before?
I knew Lupillo before he lost his hair, bro.
Damn.
Cintas Aquarios. And he would come in at Prajin and he would say, "Órale, muchachos," and he would bring us Coke. It was cool. But in that sense, Lupillo would bring us Cokes. But he tried to push his tape. I echen en la orden because we're the one that are pulling the orders.
Okay.
So the whole deal was like, just toss it in.
Oh, okay.
And the swap meet guy would open it up and go, "Who the fuck ordered Lupillo Rivera? Or who is this?" So the whole tranza was he would try to bribe us with Cokes and just so we could throw a cassette back in.
And you guys would do it?
Of course. Dude, we don't care. I'm 16, 17. We don't care. It's not my story.
That's hilarious, dog. Well, you know, what was like the 80s and 90s that you were kind of around here a lot?
The 94. No, I grew up around this area. I was born in Compton, and then we came down here to South Central LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dog. And two of the most like notorious cities in the area for sure.
Yep.
I think people from the outside think that these cities are like super far away from each other, but they're all kind of like...
Yeah, like I think people from other countries or other states go, "Oh, like it must be on the other." No, bro, it's the county of LA.
Yeah.
And then everything in it.
Exactly, the whole menudo and shit.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most world-renowned comedians in general, but obviously some people will say, "Oh, like you're a Latin comedian because you do Spanish as well, right?"
I'll take it, bro. I don't know what the stigma of being a Latino comic is.
Right.
And it's weird to me. It baffles my mind. Like, everybody se quiere parar el cuello. Dice, "No, yo soy mexicano. But don't call me a Latin comic." Call me whatever you want.
As long as you call me a comic, right?
Just as long as you call me.
Yeah.
Just call me. I don't hold grudges. My feelings don't get hurt. Like, just call me. I don't care. You want to call me Pancho? Call me Pancho, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot because of the internet, the new like wave and the internet, people are starting to get butthurt a lot and like they express it. Yeah. Or like I grew up like burning and riffing and roasting with your family members, your friends, and then the next day they always say el que llora pierde. Yeah. If you cry, you lose, dog. Yeah.
We would bag, bro, to the point where we make each other cry, bro.
You have
we
to.
We would bully each other so bad, and it was just verbally beating each other up 13 blocks from Bethune Junior High all the way to 80th and San Pedro, bro. I would walk, and all we did was just bag, bro. And it was just bag. And if you weren't paying attention, we would push you to the street. Like, little by little, we all move in sequence just to get you out into the street. Almost get hit by a car.
Yeah, like that's the kind of shit that we grew up on. And now, like, the internet is like so anti-bully. But I think some bullying is good, no?
Of course, bro. It builds grit. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? Like, they're a little tougher. And you need to toughen them up because the kids now, they're like, "Oh, I get it. Let's hug you." Oh.
Yeah, right. Acknowledge your feelings.
Exactly.
Well, you know, tell me a little bit about the beginning, where you were born and where you were raised.
Compton, California. Raised in Mexico, then raised here. We would go back and forth a lot to Mexicali. That's where my parents are. My dad's from Mexicali.
Mexicali is the border town of Texas or Arizona?
Of Mexicali is Calexico, California.
But what state is it? What state is
it's
it? Partner?
California.
Oh, it's California.
It's just like San Diego and there's Tijuana.
So just a little bit more east.
Exactly. It's another border of California. It's Mexicali and Calexico.
How long were you there for?
Our childhood, I think I was there till we were like 10.
Oh shit.
And then we came back. So we came back and then we stayed in Compton. We got a house in Compton.
Hold on, before you get into the Compton story, when you're 0 to 10 in Mexicali, but you were born here.
No. This is what it was. It was, as I can remember, I was 3 years old or something like that. That my mom says, or yeah, we lived in Watts. Okay. I was born in Compton.
Okay.
We lived in Watts.
Okay.
And then from Watts, we went to Mexicali. Mexicali, we lived there for a few years, then came back because my dad had opened up in Mexicali. I was in that time, I was young, dude. Maybe 6, 7, no less. We're young. But my dad owned the Conasupo. And in the 80s, like when the whole thing hit in Mexico, el peso se devaluó.
Yeah.
Everybody fled back to the U.S. Like anybody that made money in the U.S., like my dad did, but my dad was, he's another creature. That's another podcast, bro.
Okay.
But when the whole thing went bad in Mexico, plus my dad was fucking burning the candle from both ends, had his store, had his business, had a lot of money, but also had a lot of bad habits. Women, drinking, drugs. So it was just mayhem. So he basically flipped over a car, burned himself up, and then he realized, I got to rebuild. So we come back to the U.S.
Okay, so you were only there for a few years.
Yeah, only for a few years.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, some kids, that happens to some kids. You're born in the U.S., but your family goes back to Mexico.
Yes.
And like, are you known as the kid that was born in the U.S. but it's over here? You're not supposed to be over here. Was there any like weird feeling in the community or the family, like, oh, these fools are from over there now?
Oh yeah. There's always that stigma. Ahí vienen tus primos los pochos.
Oh.
Ahí vienen los el no sabo kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm bringing you clothes. You know what I mean? Why are you mad? Te traje ropa, culero. Like, are you really treating me like shit, bro? I'm your cousin. Yeah. Like, what the hell? And this is the thing, is people look at us or say, ay, bien los pochos, los presumidos. I'm not bragging, bro. That's my dad saying we're rich. We're not rich. Let me tell you, we're not rich. The shit we brought, we found it on the street. We picked it up.
On the way over here.
Exactly. What you're wearing is the hand-me-downs that I got.
Yeah, my hand-me-downs.
When I got them, those were pants. Now you're wearing shorts, bro. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it was crazy because my cousins would come and say, primo, I like your shoes. Like, thanks. He said, regálamelo. I go, bro, these are the only ones I got. Yeah. Like, I don't have 100 shoes. Like, my dad bought me one pair. That's it. Like, these are it.
Yeah. Now, so you came back when you were 3?
No. We went out there when we were 3.
And you came back
around 10.
10. Damn, dog. So 3 to 10 in Mexico, it must be crazy. And you were going to school out there and everything.
Yeah, dude, I got to go to school in Mexico and everything.
How was that? How was school in Mexico, dog?
The way it was is they still spank you. They still hit you with the rulers.
Damn.
I remember getting punished. Teacher asked me, hey, get out. And I remember the teacher was a guy. I forget his name. But he hit me and he goes to my grandma and he says, le tuve que pegar. I go, no le hace. Si le pegaste, le pegaste.
And she was cool with it.
Oh, yeah. She was like, yeah, fuck him up. He does it again. Fuck him up again.
So what were you getting in trouble for? Like class clowning and shit?
Yeah, class clowning and not listening. Every typical shit. Nothing really major, bro.
Were you like acting out because you were a bad kid or you were just really trying to be funny?
You know what? It wasn't that whole transition, moving around. People have to understand that. It was acting out because I wasn't doing any of the work. Does that make sense? Like, I was a bad kid at school because I didn't know how to read.
Oh, you don't know how to read?
Oh, I didn't know how to read for a long time, dude.
Are you serious?
Bro, that's what happens when you have 5 kids. See, my parents, it was 5 of us. And I'm the second oldest, and I couldn't read, bro. As a kid, I couldn't read. Like, my biggest fear was geting lost. Because how would I tell people where I lived or how to read this or how to
street signs,
all that stuff? So I'm like, dude, I remember my dad called me. My brother said, like, my brother was getting in trouble for something, my older brother. He said, what are you getting mad at me for? Richard can't even read.
Ooh.
And I was like, what? Like, don't throw me under the bus, bro. This is your shit. And I'm 10 years old. And I couldn't read. And so my dad, ¿cómo que no sabe leer? A ver, mijo, ¿qué dice aquí? ¿Conflace? Sí, ya sí sabe leer. No mames, güey. My brother said, jefe, por favor. Chicarota, el conflace, Richie Rooster.
Yeah,
Of course, everybody knows that's conflace.
Yeah.
So then, I think we were living in Compton at this time. And the best thing that ever happened to me, bro, is my mom pulled me to the side and said, well, mijo, I don't know how to read English. I don't know how to teach you how to read English. but I will teach you how to read Spanish. Like she finally, not my dad didn't go fuck. He just went and told my mom, hey, your fucking kid can read.
Yeah, go handle this.
Go handle this. So then my mom realized how important this was, and she was like, dude, this cannot happen. Like, this kid needs to learn how to read. So I started reading Hermelinda Linda books, Condorito, and she taught me how to read Spanish first.
And how old are you at this point?
10 years old.
Damn, those are like little kid books, right?
No, these are dirty fucking magazines.
Shit.
Los de vaquero. No, es que you don't know, bro. You're still too young. Okay.
I don't. What is that?
Back then, había magazines. Había revistas, El Condorito, El Calimán. People, if you're listening to this, if you know, please comment and tell me, hey, dude, this is what it was back then.
Yeah, put me up on game.
So, yeah, exactly. There was no fucking, we didn't have TikTok.
Right.
We had little magazines, Los Vaqueros, little books that you get at the supermarket. So I would read those little magazines, those corny jokes in Spanish. And I fell in love with Spanish comedy in those books. And that's how I learned how to read. I first learned how to read Spanish, and then I would start sounding out everything in English. And that's it. Here we are.
Damn, dog. That must be a trip. The whole time.
You know what's a trip? Getting out of college, graduating with your bachelor's degree, and getting a writing gig at MTV when you're 24 years old. But you couldn't read at the age of 10.
Damn, dog.
So for you to tell me, anybody to tell me, oh, I can't do it, bro. I started at 10 with Condorito books, and now I'm writing for an animated series on MTV.
That's crazy. What series was that?
Chico and Guapo on MTV. It was a spinoff with Orlando Jones. He was on Mad TV.
Okay.
So MTV picked it up as a series. We were there for one season, but just the fact that I made it, they auditioned me, they took my work, and they were like, dude, you're funny. I was like, oh, really? Yeah, come on in.
You know, at the age of 10, I think a lot of people start picking like what they're into, you know? One of those like kind of intermediate ages, like whether you're sports or this and that, art or whatever it is. Do you think like you fell in love with learning, being able to learn and read things, like, and that's what kind of led into like the writing and the comedy thing? Or it was just something that you knew you had to get done and you just had to do it?
No, I was at the Hollywood Improv running one of the hottest Latino nights, Refry Fridays. And the producers, literally the producers of that show are on my first special. I just they happened to walk into the night where I was headlining my own night to record my first special.
Damn.
They walked into the audience that day, and I killed it, bro. Of course, it was my special. It was my first special. And by the way, I'm 3 years into comedy at this point.
Damn.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years, and I kill it. For what it was at that time, it was just, the audience was just like erupting. And so that had a big impact on the producers of the show. And so right after the show, they gave me their business card and says, we were at the Beverly Hotel. We want you to join us. We want to talk to you about probably writing for the show. So I brought them writing samples. I wrote some stuff out. They're like, hey, this is pretty good. Yeah, come on in. I was like, oh shit, that's exactly how it happens. You have to be at the right place at the right time, bro.
Damn, dog. But yeah, right place, right time, but you were also prepared.
Oh, of course. At this moment, I was preparing for that. But that's what I'm saying. It was just magic. That day was supposed to be for me. Yeah. ¿Sabes lo que me decía mi mamá? Lo tuyo es tuyo y nadie te lo va a quitar. Don't worry about anybody else's. Focus on you. Get blinders on. Lo tuyo es tuyo y nadie te lo puede quitar. Lo que va a ser para ti, mijo. No se preocupe lo que trae aquel. Bars. We worry so much about this. Lo tuyo es tuyo y nadie te lo va a quitar.
Yeah, what's yours is yours and no one can take it from you.
That is
sick.
It.
What was like your introduction to comedy? Because obviously, I think everyone first becomes a fan of comedy first, and then you have to make the decision. You know what? I think I could do this.
On the way here, I was just reminiscing, bro. Through these streets of Southgate and all this area, I was like, dude. I was just thinking about that, about how when I was in it, when you're engulfed in the community, when you are part of the community, nothing seems different because we're all in the same boat. When you get out and come back in, you go, oh no, I see the difference, you know. But as a kid, I never knew, like I didn't know how dangerous that. And you talked about where my experience or my love for comedy came from, and that's where I'm going with this. Living in Watts, I remember being 4 years old. I was going to kindergarten, and I remember my dad would show up from working the bars as a security guard, and he would be the one that shoots the light bulbs, the street lights, with his gun in Watts. And it was normal for us. Just that area was so freaking dangerous that everybody shot their gun. Everybody did stupid shit like that back in the early 80s. So we were part of the mayhem. Like my dad was part of that recklessness of that area. So what he would do, and this is where the love of comedy came from, me being from a big family, my dad would wake me up because he had taught me all these Mexican jokes. And I would listen to Polo Polo cassettes. And I would learn all these nasty Mexican jokes. Y con los puros chistes de Pepita y todo eso. Me decía, vente, mijo. He would give me a beer, a Budweiser, because back then we were all men. Nobody drank Bud Light. But it was just Budweisers. And he gave me a Marlboro Red. And he would say, órale, mijo, chúpale. Órale, díganle el primer chiste. And they would give me $1 and I would tell them jokes. At 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
How old were you?
I was 4 years old, 5 years old. I was going to kinder. I remember because my mom would get mad. Mira, se mío el niño otra vez. Lo volviste a sacar, huele a cigarro. ¿Cómo lo voy a llevar a la escuela? Ayer lo bañé, chingado, Lolo, ¿por qué me lo sacas? And I would tell jokes. I would tell 30 jokes to these fucking men outside while they were drinking.
And obviously, as a 5-year-old, you love the dollar, money, right? But were you like in love with like getting the laughs? Like, do you remember?
That's what it was, because it was recognition when there was none. You understand? You fought through the cracks as a kid. When you were part of a big family, you're gonna fall through the cracks, and your peers will raise you. The streets will raise you. Everybody else will raise you. The schools will raise you. Your teacher will raise you. But your parents are busy working.
Right.
So to have that moment, to have that approval from my dad, of course, dude. You're a 5-year-old going, dude. They're laughing. They're approving of this. Oh, okay. And the dirtier, it was like a secret. My dad would bring me to, a ver, cuéntale, mijo, cuéntale el chiste. And I would tell them a joke, and everybody started laughing. Why is this kid doing this nasty jokes?
Yeah.
That was my dad's kick.
Damn, dude, that must be fucking crazy. So there's always been like your mom, right? Your mom wasn't okay with all of this stuff. Some of it, I guess.
It's funny, people will always question, like, why didn't your mom do anything?
Right.
And I go, dude, do you know her life? Do you understand the situation she was in? She got married at 14. She was in America where she had no family, did not speak the language, was not allowed to work. So where is the... She should have stood up. And where were the community services that she could reach out to that she would be informed of? Even if you tell her, well, there was things she can do. Yeah, but nobody told her. You understand? The community around her did not support that. It was, shut up, be quiet. We're all going through this. Just hold on.
Yeah.
That was it, bro. It wasn't what it was today. So for people to criticize women back then, why they stay quiet, why didn't they stand up? Why did your mom endure so much abuse? It wasn't by choice. It was if I leave this man now, where do I go with 5 kids now? Where do I leave with 5 kids?
Yeah, even if you want to go back to Mexico, like, how do I get back?
How? And even if they say, okay, we'll go rescue you, we're going to pick you up. Now you're a burden to them. Mm-hmm. You're coming in, not just with you, but here's 5 more mouths to feed. And not everybody says, oh, yeah, come on in. That's a lot of load, bro. And so it's weird, people need to realize the different times.
Yeah, and she's trying to like hold it all together, right?
Of course.
She married your dad for a reason, right? Like, she obviously loved him at one point, right?
I think back then it was just like, let's get the hell out of here. Let's make a life.
Okay.
Like, you're 18, I'm 14. We're ready.
Yeah.
Back then, that's the way it was in the 70s, bro. It was like, let's get out of this place. There's no future here for us, basically. You can understand, my mom comes from a rancho where no hay nada, güey. Juchipila, Zacatecas, Contitlán. Saludos. It has to be like, do you know what I mean? It's a small little town where it was like either she married him or married her cousin.
Damn.
Like, that's how small it was, bro. So for her, it was like getting out of that place.
That's fucking crazy. I guess when you put it like that, yeah, I'll do almost anything to not marry one of my cousins.
I'll tell you this, though. My mom did say something. She said, yo cumplí mi sueño. Yo sabía, siendo de un pueblo tan pequeño, no me quería quedar ahí. I didn't want to stay there, being such a small town. I wanted my kids, whoever my kids were, to have a future. So when I saw a man that I thought was attractive and can potentially take me to the U.S. and we give them a future, fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And she just had to roll with the punches, whatever came with that.
Whatever consequence came with that.
So your first stint, your first job as a comic was for your dad, right? In Spanish. Mm-hmm. Did you take those jokes to school, and were you like already like, oh, you're already known as a funny kid?
No. It was just, I was just a bad kid, dude. Just misbehaving, doing my thing. It was not till like at school, it was always like, the regular banter with kids. But more than anything, it was just me alone, bro. It was me alone. I had a few friends, regular stuff, but nothing really happened till I got to junior high.
Okay.
Like junior high, that's where I started having more friends. Then that's where the bagging started. And that's where the humor came in handy. So I'm in the 6th grade, 7th grade. We're walking home from junior high Bethune, and we're bagging. And that's where we all shined. And those were the moments, bro. Like, I think all my comedy came from nurturing from that moment on.
Okay.
Like, that's where I got it.
And were you like the best one at it, or you?
No, I sucked at it, bro.
Really?
Because I was the youngest, and not all kids rolled like that. Like nobody wanted to. Nah, you guys are too harsh. Nah, bro, you guys fucked up. We're like, hey, bro, tell your mom I'll bring her boots back. Like we would just go at each other's moms. We would just back, and there were kids like, nah, I don't want to go, bro. Nah, fuck it, I'll walk in the back.
Yeah.
But my older brother was in the mix, Victor, so I was in the mix. You know what I mean? Like I had no choice. I gotta walk with him.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, little brother's little bitch. Like, what the fuck, Ryan? He didn't back at you.
Catching strays.
Yeah, I'm like, shit, all right, fuck it. But it was just so entertaining, bro.
So you had a big brother.
Yes, Victor.
Is that something that you just kind of like, you're like his chicle, like following him around, got a lot of advice from him?
You know what? We never got along as we were growing. Like, it was like, oh, here he is. But as he got older, he got married very young. He got married at 18. So he matured so quick to the point when it was time for me to go to college. If it wasn't for him grabbing me and going, hey, a huevo vas, here it is, blah, blah, blah. Bailing me out of fucking situations as a young kid when you get a credit card and you start charging shit, and now you're in the hole for like $5,000. And for like a 19-year-old, that's millions of dollars, $5,000.
Right. And
back then, so my brother financially coming and go, I estaba like, so the father figure came from him, the guidance came from him, the fact that I knew how to get out of South Central, Southgate, Downey, all these areas and go somewhere else. He pulled me aside one day and he said, you guys go to Gage Bowling every Wednesday on Gage, right? You go there with all your friends. You're missing school, bro. That will still be here, bro. And this is him being 2 years older than me, but just schooling me in a sense where you want to have a different kind of fun. This is small potatoes, bro. There's more fun out there, but you got to work for it. It's not going to be easy. You got to work for it if you want to do that kind of fun. Yeah, it's fun to go bowling on Wednesdays, but it'll get boring, bro. You're going to be done. And that Wednesday is still going to be there when you have all that money and you have your Sea-Doos and you can fucking have that kind of fun. Go get a boat. Go get something, bro. Don't fucking settle for this now. It's true, bro.
Gage Bowl is still there.
Gage Bowl's still there, bro. Look at that. And now I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go.
So then you went to, what high school did you go to?
Oh, we went to Southwest Middle College High School. It was a magnet school. Southwest College. You know where that's at?
Yeah. Out the freeway.
Yeah, in Imperial.
Uh-huh.
I went there. It was 300 students. That is it. But the beauty of it is because you could take college courses too.
Okay.
So you could jump from college course to your high school, and we got off campus, and we were hanging out with college students, bro.
Sick.
So in esos tiempos, bro, I'm just trying to like a shark. Okay, bro, I want an older chick. I want a chick with a car. I'm not gonna get that over here in Fremont.
And this was like the 90s or early 2000s?
No, 90s, like 93, 93 is when I hit high school. 93, I graduated in 96. So my school was Fremont High School. I was supposed to go to Fremont. Mm-hmm. I was like, nah, dude, it's too close from my house. My mom can be called right away. No, I went all the way to Imperial. I got on this South Central.
Yeah.
Middle College High School. And we would literally get just bus passes from the state, and they would give us funding so we can get free bus passes.
Okay.
We just take the bus everywhere.
How was the bus back then?
RTD. That's what they called it, RTD.
But like right now, nobody gets on the bus because it's like full of crackheads, and like it's very dangerous to get on the bus right now, the metro, you know? Uh-huh. Unless you have to. Was it like that before?
It's always been that. Mm-hmm. I mean, how else do fucking bums transport themselves? But there's always been bums. But I think the bombing, the tagging on the buses, like it was moments where the tagging crews would just jump on RTD and everybody bomb it. Everybody starts graffitiing the bus, and you'd be in the bus and you see just fucking bunch of fucking people just climb the bus and start going shh. And you're like, what is going on? That was freaky. And I experienced it from the outside and I experienced it from the inside. It's scarier from the inside. You don't know what they're trying to do.
Yeah. You think they're trying to get some people, but just trying to catch tags.
Chaka and all those back in the day, that's what was going on with those buses. So it was cool, dude. We would transport each other. The only thing is we got robbed right there on San Pedro and Imperial by tortilla flats.
Okay.
They got off the car and said, hey, what's up? It's tortilla flats. Give me your shit. And we're like, dude, you're robbing poor people.
Yeah.
Like, we're broke. Like, what? We're in baseball uniforms with our sneakers. We're holding our cleats.
Oh, you're in the baseball team?
Yeah, we're in the baseball team. Me and my brother. So now we're on San Pedro in Imperial, holding our baseball cleats. Well, what kind of shoes are these? Those are cleats, bro. Those are for baseball. Oh, I like those. Like, you don't even know what the fuck they are, dude. They took our cleats.
Damn, dog.
But the bus driver was nice. I said, we just got jacked, man. The $1 we had for the bus, they just took it. He's like, come on in, bro. I was like, all right, cool.
And how was it? Did you guys have to have a conversation with your dad when you got home? Like, we just got jacked at the bus?
Pendejos.
That's all he said.
Pendejos. But then he got us a truck. Then we had to push to start, but fuck it.
Oh, shit. That's tight.
But it was cool. It was a little yellow Datsun. As soon as we got mugged, he's like, all right, I'm going to get you guys a truck. So, vámonos.
Oh, yeah. That probably changed a lot of things for you guys.
Oh, yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? We were fucking racing, doing stupid shit.
Now, you did mention like tagging and like, you know, gangsters and stuff like that. You were never involved in like that kind of street life?
Nah, bro. That was never my thing. It was, and not because I decided that. I had a conversation with my dad because my dad was a really tough guy. And I told my dad, why were you always such an asshole? Like, you had your foot on our fucking neck. Like, we couldn't even breathe. Like, you were such on us. Like, you're such a fucking possessive. Like, our haircut, you go, a ver el pelo. A ver los pantalones. Like, he was always on the way we looked, the way we behaved, the shit we were doing. Like, I was like, fuck, what a fucking piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, that's the only way I knew, man. He says, if I was going to protect you from what was out there, that's the only way I knew, by force. By force. Because I don't know how to talk to you. I was taught by force. But I knew that if I wasn't present, if I wasn't here with my foot on that neck, they would have took you. The streets would have took you.
Damn.
So if you hate me now for that, then it's okay. I made that decision back then knowing that one day we were going to have this conversation.
And it worked? Like, none of you guys ended up in prison and stuff like that?
No. The one that just rebelled, I have another brother. He says, nope, I'm not listening to you. And at 16, he took off, serving time for doing meth or making meth, for other crimes, like the black sheep of the family. But he's the one my dad said, I put my foot on his neck, and he said, nope. And I said, okay, then be who you're going to be, bro. Get the fuck out. And he kicked him out. At 16, go be a man.
Damn.
And he's all fucked up. So, in a sense, I'm looking at my dad. Fuck, you're a genius, bro.
Yeah, one out of 5. 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5 ain't bad. Your method works.
That's crazy. But it's true. Like, you know, sometimes our parents, like, they grow up, they were raised a certain way, which is maybe old school in people's minds. But it's kind of like, especially with boys, I feel like I have a son, he's 13. And like, if I try to talk to him nice, he'll walk all over me, dude. Like, he'll walk circles around me. He thinks he's so smart. But as soon as like, hey, don't remember that, I can still kick your ass. And I will if I have to, you know, to protect you in the long run. Not just because I want to kick his ass.
Exactly. But you got to be okay with him being bitter and hating you. Right. And not understanding this is why dad did it. So by me having that conversation with my dad, I put a button on it. I said, I get it. It ends to a means. I get it. And it worked. And thank you. Because you're right. If I didn't have that balance, if you weren't present, I would have been out in those streets. Facts. Definitely.
But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not sure how many people know, but you were also out in the streets because of him.
Yes. No, actually, he actually put it to a point where we would stay in the house. Like I'm watching you. You got to stay here. We have a store. We have a business.
Okay. Well, tell me more about this. Tell me how that started.
My dad's always been a shady character. Like, this guy's always been. He's the kind of guy that say, you can buy stolen shit, but don't steal. Like, I don't want any thieves. Like that, we buy stolen shit all the time. Yeah. Like, his moral compass was really fucked up. This is the kind of man that made so much money in his lifetime that he just burned through it. Like, he lived a rock star lifestyle, but never to better himself. So I could say he was the worst drug dealer ever. Like, we started selling, come back from Mexico, things are tough. And my dad now decides, you know what? I have an opportunity right now. There's offering me a house. We can start selling fucking business from here. And my dad just decided, okay, then if we're going to start this shit, we're going to cook it up. You guys are going to help me out. We're going to set up a candy store. We're going to do all this. So the foot traffic that comes in, and that's it. My uncle was a crackhead at the time. So my dad used him to promote the business. Like, we're coming into business here in Compton, and we started selling, bro. We just started slanging. And the thing is, my dad didn't speak English.
Damn.
So we're dealing with a market where there was a language barrier. So I come in as the translator for these negotiations. So every night, bro, I knock on the door. This was in the 80s. Like crack epidemic was full force, 88, 89, 90. Like drive-bys were popular. So we were just snagging like crazy, bro. The epidemic was just full-fledged. Reagans were telling us not to fucking smoke crack, say no to drugs. I was going to school with a DARE t-shirt, coming home to a drug dealer.
Damn.
Bro, I remember when they started the program. My dad, yes, okay, no sé, whatever. But
did you know not to bring it up to your dad as far as like, oh, this is bad stuff. We all know we're doing bad stuff. Or like, was there ever a conversation like, Dad, why are you making us do this? Or like,
no, people think that this is some kind of like a democracy that we have. This is my dad going, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Shut your mouths. We don't fucking talk about family business.
Damn.
That was it. We had no choice. You want to eat food? You want to live under this roof? This is what we are doing. I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. So when there was a knock on the door, when we knew we were either slanging through the window or we were opening up that door because cluckers. Remember that word cluckers? Mm-hmm. People would bring us shit. Like my first Nintendo came from fucking crack deal.
Damn.
In the 80s. Dude, when we got it, I was like, oh shit, we got a Nintendo.
God damn, dog. I mean, I think just it's such a unique but maybe not so ununique for people who were like around. Did you know anybody else your age selling crack?
Other kids, but it was potato. Like if you know the crack epidemic in that time, they were getting like white people would come in and try to smoke crack, and fucking kids would be in their bikes and they will sell pieces of potato. And that's one thing my dad said, we don't sell potato. Everything legit. I don't want problems at the house. Mm-hmm. Don't try to make some shit on the top. And my dad, that was his thing, no stealing. You could be gay, you could be a drunk. If you want Coke, at 10, he fucking lined it up and said, you want Coke? Here it is. This is the best you can get. This is not stomped on shit. You want Coke? Get it from here. I'm like, Dad, I'm 10. Relax. Like, I got energy. Don't worry. I don't need this shit. But that's the kind of shit that my dad would do. But no, other kids, yes, but they were more like into stealing radios, little thing, because their dad wasn't there, bro. Honestly. A lot of people say, what happened to you was abuse. I said, bro, I had a dad in Compton in 1988. I was a unicorn. I was unique. Like, he had a job. He sold crack to their dads. You know what I mean? That's why they didn't have dads. So for me, I look at it as like, you know how many hours I spend with my dad talking? Like him grooming me as a man, conversations. My dad would tell me all the time, great job. Oh, qué chingón, güey. Sacamos este jale. Oh, salió este jale. Qué chingón. And you're getting the approval of a father when you're 10, 11, in that level of respect. And you're like, oh, shit. Of course, there were still rules and there were still ass whoopings. But the acknowledgement of that's a good work, or that's, este güey chingón. Yeah. Este güey trabaja. Él sabe. And you're like, wow. You didn't even have a father to pat you on the back, motherfucker, but you want to complain about my life. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't look at it as abuse. I just look at it as an experience in life. Where we're doing something horrible, of course. Did I have any choice in this? No. So for people, if anybody ever judged me for this, I'd go, bro, relax, because I didn't have a choice. It's not like they said, Rich, you want to sell crack or not? Just said, this is what we're selling.
Damn, dude. How often do you think about that? And did you have to like ever go like to therapy to kind of get over this whole thing, or you kind of like just moved on from it?
No. I went to therapy, bro.
Okay, tell me about that.
I went to therapy when I had my daughter. I never gave a shit before. I swallow my problems, whatever it was. I just swallow it, tuck it back out.
That's what you're supposed to do as a Mexican man, right?
That's it. Yeah, ¿cuál pinche depression? You're good.
Yeah.
Good to work. Se te quita. Ponte a trabajar, se te quitar. So,
or drink a beer.
I drink a beer. That's it. But once I had my daughter, I understood I couldn't be my dad. I said, I realized that in this life, the only person that will remember me forever will be her. And I want to make sure that I put enough beautiful memories in her memory bank where if I do fuck up one day, I have enough for her to forgive me for it. Where she says, Dad, you put in so much in my memory bank, that the beautiful experiences, and you've been an awesome dad, that yeah, you fucked up and nobody's perfect, but I forgive you because you have all this already saved up with me.
Yeah.
So that's my goal. Like when I saw that, I said, but I can't do it alone. I'm going to have to talk to somebody about this. I need to realize what happened, get over it, shake it off. You're not the only one. Poor me. But that's it. You realize it's not my fault. Really, you realize, like, dude, you can't do shit at 10. But you're beating yourself up for something that happened at 10. one of the things that really opened up my eyes was a therapist talking to me and says, you go to an airport and you freak out with your family. You lose your cool. Why are you losing your cool? And I said, it comes from not being able to protect your family as a young kid. So the root of this comes from that. You have a overbearing person like your father hurting the people you love around you, no control. So what do? You freak out. So now you have your family. And when somebody's about to hurt your family, you freak out. There's an injustice to your family, you freak out. You go back to that moment. That was then, let it go. This is not a reason for you to freak out. This problem you're facing right now because they cancel your flight should not freak you out. Calm down. Nobody's trying to hurt your family. But because those are memories already stored in your brain, you go back to that. We all do it. It's called self-preservation. You have these, like we know not to touch fire now because it burned me.
Right.
So your brain just acts that way. So that's why you get so uptight and on edge when you're traveling with your family because you want to protect them.
Damn. What was the process of like picking the therapist? Did you have to pick multiple ones and stuff like that? Or the first one you stuck with?
No, first one I went, didn't like him.
You didn't like
Second
him?
one,
Okay. So there was a process. Him. There was a process.
Yeah, and it's don't give up. Like, I dude, when I say don't give up, is because I went to the first one, didn't like it, didn't go back for 3 months. Mm-hmm. But I knew it was something I needed to fix. So then I go back again. And then I go to the second one. And I was like, okay, here we are. And it was okay. But then she got too goofy. Because they're people, bro.
What do you mean goofy?
Like stupid questions. Like, I don't know if she was writing stuff down or she was just fucking on her iPad. Do you understand? Like, yeah. I just didn't connect with that therapist. I didn't feel comfortable. If I told her something, I don't think I would feel comfortable telling her anymore. I was like, nah, it's not going to work. And I left again. 7 months later, I said, I got to go back. I got to fix this because now I have a daughter. And there's moments in my life where trigger the fact that, okay, there is a problem. I got to face it again. I got to go get this fixed. It's mental problem. Something's going on with me. And it's when I'm with my daughter now. She's a baby. And I'm losing it with my wife. And that's when I was like, okay, the baby started crying. It broke my heart. I was like, dude, I'm turning into my dad. So I had to go back and I found the right person. I talked to him. We went through all of this therapy. You get on antidepressants. And then I just got out. I just didn't want to be on that. But the whole point of therapy is just having a third party explain to you, it's not your fault. Let it go. We dwell too much on shit. That's really the only thing. That you need another person that make it make sense for you. That's all.
Do when you go to therapy, are they just listening, or are they telling you like, oh, you need to do this exercise at home, or go apologize to this person, or is it them just listening? Then you, as you talk, you kind of like start to unravel these threads that you tied up in a knot yourself.
They let you talk. They let you talk, and then I said, but why do you think you did that? But why do you think you did that? That's it. You're paying somebody to tell you, and why do you think you did that?
Damn. So you're unraveling these knots.
It's you, bro. It's you going, you're right. I couldn't do it. Okay. Then why do you think you couldn't do that? Because I was 10. Okay. Could you have done this? No, right? Okay. Could you have done it? No. Okay. So this is all you could do. Yes. Okay. They bring you back to reality. They tell you this is what's real. You're making everything else is in your brain. Mm-hmm. None of that is real anymore. You understand? That already happened. Why are we still dwelling on that? That's it. They just remind you that is old. You're living this moment right now. Live this moment. What are you now? And what are you from this point forward? You choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. They're not fucking with you. They're just making you say it out loud.
They don't have like a superpower that people think are.
No, it's just him saying, what do you think that happened? And then have you answer your own problem.
Then after going to that therapy and stuff like that, do you notice like in real life, like, oh shit, because of therapy, I'm doing better now?
Of course, because now I question myself when I'm about to do things. Okay, relax. This is just this. All right, cool. Or it's not, I'm telling you, I don't lose it. I just lost it this weekend.
Okay.
Do you understand? But at least you recognize it and go, okay, I get it. And I'm not the only one. And it's gonna be done in a minute. It's not forever. And that's what gives you peace of mind, where you know it's not forever. I get it. Right now I'm just angry, or right now I'm just sad, or right now I'm just this. But it's not forever. In a minute I'll be okay. And also not dwelling on old shit. One of the things that therapy taught me is don't be petty. I'm not petty, bro. For peace of mind, I'd rather leave people alone. You remember that? I don't know, it's on TikTok. I pretend to be stupid. So just for your,
if 2 + 2 is 5, yeah, okay, yeah, it's 5. You got that, bro.
yeah, that's it.
You got it.
For my peace of mind. You understand? I've learned to do that.
Not argue with dumb people, right?
Yeah. Don't argue with dumb people.
Damn, dog, that's fucking crazy. You said you had a comedy special in your first 3 years.
Yes.
In the game.
Yes.
What was your introduction? Were you open mics? Did someone see that you were funny? How'd you get introduced to the real, not just the comedy world, but like the being a comedian as a career?
It was just one of those things, man. I was working as an engineer in Irvine, a company called Pico Manufacturing.
Engineer, like a real engineer?
Yeah, like a real engineer. I'm working in SolidWorks, Pro E, AutoCAD. People that know, they're like, oh, yeah. I don't know what series they're at. I don't know if I could even become an engineer anymore. I mean, because it's just the programs and just knowledge. Everything changes. The basics are the basics, but the programs, because everything's done by computer now. There's no more blueprints. There's no more, sketchboard. No, it's everything digital. So I would not even know how to get back into it. But back then, I was doing SolidWorks for this company, doing the mechanical drawings. And we go to the Irvine Spectrum. Now, keep in mind, I could have never have done that, going to the Irvine Spectrum, because there's no reason for Latinos to go to the Irvine Spectrum.
Facts.
We'd go to La Pacific. We go to Norwalk Theaters.
Plaza Mexico.
That's it. You know what I mean? Like, these are like the little hangout spots. Like, well, back then we didn't have Plaza Mexico, but
What was it called before?
Plaza Mexico?
Yeah, was it always called Plaza Mexico? No, right? It was called something else.
It had a bit. I know Chinos own it.
Yeah.
And the Koreans, or I don't know who own it, but it's not Mexicans that own it.
Yeah, but it's called Plaza Mexico. Don't trip.
Yeah, it's Plaza Mexico now. But I wouldn't have been to Irvine if I wasn't an engineer. The only reason I was there is because I was working as an engineer. I see, hey, do you think you're funny? Come and audition. And so we're drinking. We go across the street. Say, hey, dude, if you put up my book, we'll come in. All right, we'll come in. We came in. I went up, did 3 minutes. That was it, bro. I met Armando Cosillo. Armando Cosillo is Gabriel Iglesias' friend. He gave me a phone number after the Que Loco show that he did in Riverside. I met him. He gave me an address, Montebello.
What year was this?
This is 2001.
Okay.
2001. And I remember the first time I went up. It was that night, that open mic. And then when he gave me the card from Montebello, I go, okay. I show up, it's called Place Tortillas. And there's an all Latino crowd, bro. Oh my God. Sitting there with me and then Alfred Robles next to me.
Okay.
We're both open micers.
You guys were homies already?
Yeah, dude. Like that was my first time, like a real, not the fucking improv. This was just like, you're out on your own now. You said you were a comedian. Go get your fucking first show out there. This was my first show. Okay. None of my friends were in the audience. This is just a show. Like, this is my first show. He had given me the address. So I showed up and they said, all right, bro, sit here. Willie's going to come in and tell you who's going to go up first. And as a kid, when I was 16, my first favorite comedian, the reason I knew would stand up was because of Willie Barcena.
Oh, shit.
And I'm watching Culture Clash on Fox. And I'm seeing the show and Willie's on. And I'm like dying laughing. And I told my mom, I want to do this for a living. And my mom, estás pendejo. Right. Así con eso paga la renta, güey. And I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. Until the point where my mom had to hit me to stop laughing. That's enough. You're annoying. I was like, dude, I'm dying. Yeah. So that being said, my first time, I'm sitting there. Alfred Robles is next to me. And in comes Willie Barcena. And I'm like, oh, shit. This is Willie Barcena. Fuck. And it throws me up, dude. I eat shit.
Oh, no.
But I'm young, bro, and that audience is a bar on a Wednesday, bro. Oh, dude, they were brutal.
What do they say? What do they
do? Dude, nothing. That's the worst. They all just started talking louder than me. Oh, and I had a microphone, bro, so that bar got loud. That's how they told you they don't want to hear you. They just, all right, that's enough. Blah, 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 blah. You're like, wow. And then Willie would come and slay it, bro, and Willie would destroy that room, and we would all sit back and go, damn, wow.
Why do you think? Okay, look, dog.
Now, and everybody came from this spot. We had multiple names, I think, for tax purposes, but Gabriel was there, Martin was there. Like, all of us in that era were in that that mix, dude. We'd hang out in that bar.
A lot of those names all the names you just named, they're like big time comedians now.
Yeah.
Damn. That's like a cool little like class of 2001.
Ándale, 2001. I remember November 28, 2001. That was my first time on stage. I still have that notebook at home.
And then, nowadays for some comedians, it's a little bit easier to pop, right? Because of podcasts or clips or social media, right? Back then, dude, like what was the footwork you had to put in to really get like gigs?
Flyers in our back pockets, and we would go to Camacho's Cantina. We would go to a bunch of other bars, clubs, everywhere we go clubbing. I was young, bro. I was 23, 24 when I started. So me and my friends I started promoting my own shows right away because nobody was going to give me a spot. Mm-hmm. So Lakewood Bowling.
Okay.
Lakewood Bowl.
Lakewood Bowl. Oh, right. Yeah, on Imperial.
On Imperial. Lakewood Bowl. That was my first show that I produced.
Yourself. It was your show.
Myself. I booked Felipe Esparza, Alfred Robles, Rodrigo Torres, who's just co-host, and myself. The four of us, and Martina Trushi, another comedian. The five of us at the bowling alley. I remember paying Felipe $40. I remember playing Alfred 20. Like everybody else got 20. And I made $40 that day.
Yourself.
Myself.
You went home with $40.
$40, and I gave them to my mom. I did. I said, here you go, Mom. That's for you.
That's your first show.
That's my first show.
That was like early into your career.
Yes. And that's the moment my mom said, put on blinders. What's yours is yours. That's it. I was like, all right. Damn. But yeah, that was my first show. First official show.
And you said you did that because nobody would give you a spot.
No, bro, because you suck. You're new. So I knew I had to have something to offer.
Right.
If I need your phone number, how do I get it? All right. So there were a lot of comedians that were struggling. We're all trying to make it up there. But if you find a comic that has something to offer, what's my icebreaker to you if I want to talk to you? And I don't know this world. I don't know how do you break into the comedy world? Where's that map? Acting, you can take acting class and you go to auditions.
Right.
But for comedians, how do you become a stand-up? You got to make friends. You got to get contacts. You got to have. So I say, why would they want to give me their number? Oh, I have a show. Oh, you have a show? You get my number. Oh, yeah, get my number, bro. Let me know if you ever have a spot. Oh, yeah. But I then had to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And in the path that I took was the fact that I decided to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I decided, you know what? I'll focus on this. I'll produce. I'll put on shows. I'll do the refresh shows. And in that process, you meet everybody.
And then you would like put yourself as a headliner?
No, that's the problem. You're too busy producing.
You wouldn't even perform?
No, I would perform, but I'm the MC, or I would just get a spot and then I'll bring another headliner. Why? Because I'm still producing.
Still trying to sell
Instead
tickets.
of focusing on my writing career and looking on how to maneuver my career through this business, I was a work bee because it was easier for me to do that and say, look, I can see the progress. Because I come from a blue collar background, bro. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have strategies. We didn't have, let's grab your career and we're going to launch it this. There's nothing like that. There was nobody there on my shoulder saying, Richard, this is how you're supposed to do it. Focus on you. No, it was just like, I needed to see that this machine was still moving forward.
And like your biggest gauge was like the money. How much money did I make that night? How much money did I make? And how many tickets did I sell?
Exactly. So you focused on the money. And then, when you stop focusing on the money, once you make enough money.
Yeah, once you got enough, right?
Yeah, but you have to get there.
Damn, dude. But even with you saying that, producing your shows, focusing on the money, you still end up becoming a really famous comic.
Somewhat known. Like a lot of people ask me, do you know this guy? Do you know that guy? And I said, you know what's a bigger flex? If whenever you meet them, that's your icebreaker. Hey, do you know Richard Villa? And when they say yes, then call me and say, damn, bro, you good. You're famous. Okay. I would rather you talk to Chris Rock and ask him, do you know Richard Villa? Dave Chappelle, do you know Richard Villa? Tom Segura, do you know what I mean? Do they know me? And if they, oh, yeah, refresh shows. Oh, yeah, Richard, yeah. That's gangster.
Tom Segura just mentioned you in a podcast recently.
Oh, yeah. I saw it. Netzel sent it to me.
Tell me that story that he was saying, what he's talking about.
We were talking about different regions in Latin America. He's from Peru. And he would come in with Peruvian sayings. And I would go, ooh, Tom, like, they work maybe in Peru, or maybe that's a saying in Peru, but you're playing to mostly a Mexican audience. So if you're going to cater to them, like that word won't translate to this. Like you should put this in there. So just keeping an eye on what he was saying, the pronunciations of the words, and seeing that if the audience did react to it, and it was really that. I said, I can't tell you how funny you're going to be until you go up there and show me. And the audience will tell me. I forget what I think of the joke. Did they laugh? Because I know what the demographic is in the room. Mostly Latino, Mexican people.
Right.
So that being said, I would see and then just give him notes on that. One of the things that I did tell him to challenge him was, let me take you to a Spanish show where nobody knows you. Where nobody knows you were going to show up. Where I can take you to, Puerto Escondido, El Mariscos place. It's a Spanish show. This is a Spanish audience. They only speak Spanish. Now go up and make them laugh. And if you can make them laugh, then you got this. That's going to be the seal of approval for you to do your special. If we can take you to a random show in LA with Spanish-speaking people, and you go up there and you kill it with that material, that means it's universal, bro.
Yeah.
That means, why? Because they don't know you. You don't get the automatic, it's Tom Segura.
Just because it's the name, right?
Do you understand? You don't get the allegation because they don't know you from shit.
Right.
They just know that if you're funny, they're going to laugh. Go up there. And if you can kill that audience, go make the special, bro. You ready?
And you guys did that? You took them to us?
We're still waiting on that, Tom. Whenever you're ready, bro. El Puerto Escondido is waiting for you, baby.
Shout out to Puerto Escondido. Where's that at?
In LA, bro.
It is? I want to go now. Now you said Mariscos. And
no, aquí el chamizal. No vamos tan lejos. En Hunting no para el chamizal. They have Wednesdays. They have comedy night. Beto el Chistolo, I don't know if he's still there.
Is it Spanish?
Spanish, bro. They have Pa' quitarle el barrio. They do more of the joke telling. What Tom does and what I do is more stand-up. So there's two divisions of type of jokes, but really joke tellers are really stand-ups, bro. If you really look at it, it's just that wasn't their material. It was material that everybody uses, universal material. But stand-up is just personalizing that, making it more personal.
Who else has been on one of your shows? Who else have you booked?
For what do you mean?
Like the shows that you produced?
Fuck, it's endless, bro. I mean, it's 10 years at the Hollywood Improv. What does that look like? I mean, from Robin Williams, being able to see him perform a lot, because I'm the host of the show. A lot of these comedians will come up to me, like these big name comedians. Yo, Rich, you Rich? Yeah. What's up? It's Chris Rock. Of course you're Chris Rock. Yeah. I'm working on the Oscar stuff. Do you mind if I go on your... Dude, not a problem.
Oh, shit.
So now you're having a conversation. They're asking you for a favor out of courtesy, of course. If Chris Rock said, give me the mic. I mean, he didn't have to be a nice guy. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is they're all very nice and cordial, and they follow the chain of command, and they go, who's running the show? Richard. Let me go talk to him. They know they would have to come and talk to me and say, we want to go on your stage. Bless your stage. Dude, please. There was a moment when I booked the show at the Hollywood Improv. And the place is packed. The comedians are ready. Everybody's ready. And then Rita, the manager, comes up to me and says, honey, Chappelle's here. This is right after what happened with the Chappelle show. Him going to Africa and all that. So he just came back and there was rumors he's bussing that he's around. So he says, Chappelle's here. And he wants to go up right away because he has a red eye. He has to go back home. So put him right up. No jokes, no nothing. Just put him up because he wants to leave. All right, cool. I tell the rest of the comedians, all right, guys, Chappelle's going up. I'm next. I'm like, bro, Chappelle's going up. I'm not even doing material. But my whole family's here. Yeah, buddy, Chappelle's going up. What? That's not cool, bro. This is my whole family. People came from San Diego. I go, bro, tell them if they want to leave because Chappelle's about to go up. So if you want to leave, get your money back, get up and leave, bro. But I guarantee your family's not leaving. Yeah. Your family's going to tell you, go fuck yourself, sit down, and learn why you didn't get up there. Yeah. Learn why you should learn how to do this. And he just stayed quiet, bro. He was like, yeah, all right. He sat down. He said, we should all sit down and see why we get bumped from Dave Chappelle. Yeah. It was the best night ever, dude. He went up there for 4 hours, dude.
4 hours.
Chappelle just played the piano. He did games with the audience. We fucked with TMZ outside. It was just a memorable night, bro. It was one of those. So those are the experiences that you get. I got up and do a polo joke because I'm up there. And so what happens is he pulled up a comedian. He's like, hey, you a comic? Come up here. Tell me a joke. He goes and he starts doing a bit. Nah, motherfucker, I don't believe you. I'll get the fuck off.
Damn.
Anybody knows how to make a joke, make these fucking people laugh right away. I run up there and I tell him a Pepito joke. And the audience goes, rah! And And Dave Chappelle's like, what the fuck is that? Pollo? Oh, you mean Polo? Yeah, that motherfucker. He knew who Polo was.
Damn.
That is how well-rounded this motherfucker is when it comes to comedy.
He's a true like a student of the game.
Yes. He knew who Polo was.
Damn.
I was like, shit. Yeah. But those are the experiences that you go, oh shit, I did this with Chappelle. There was no cameras around.
Yeah.
Nobody was recording this shit. It was just witnesses that were there. And there's photos. But that's it.
Fuck, dude. That must be crazy. You know, he's one of my like all-time favorites, right? The Chappelle Show. When Chappelle Show came out, dude, I was like 10, 11. So like he introduced me into like a whole different world of comedy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because back then I didn't know the difference between stand-up and skits and, you know, different types of comedy and stuff like that.
For me, it was a living color.
Ooh.
So for your Chappelle, mine was the living color because they pushed the envelope. They really pushed it. They didn't care what people were gonna think. They just thought this was funny. They let us in peek through behind the window and go, oh shit, that's real shit that people talk about, or real shit that's happening to these people. We all had some of those characters in our family. So with the Chappelle Show, I guarantee you there was moments like, bro, I know a guy just like that.
Yeah,
because there was some truth to it.
Exactly. You know, some people, like regular people, have like they hate on comedians when they dress like women or they make jokes about like cheap laughs and cheap jokes. Do you have like a moral or ethic threshold that you don't cross?
When you don't pay me. What do you want me to do? What am I gonna stand on a fucking pedestal and say that I'm not above nothing, bro? Give me a dress as long as you pay me.
Damn.
Give me this. Look, you can think of me whatever you want.
Right.
The people that matter in my life already know who I am.
Yeah.
So now I can just cash out. I've always been transparent. They knew who I am. Doesn't matter. Put me in a dress. Put me in a unicorn suit. I don't care, bro. Pay me. I'm for sale, bro. Tomorrow, promote something, bro. I don't care. And when people go, you're a sellout. Yes, 100%. And I'm going to sell out as much as I can so I can put my money away. And I will never have to talk to you guys again. You know what I mean?
And I'm out.
And I'm out because you won't pay my bills. Your opinion doesn't pay my bills. What you think of me doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, I'm not going to lose a gig because somebody says, oh, I'm not going to put on a dress. I get it. Maybe you have the luxury to say no, but I don't. It's very easy when you have money to say no because even said $1 more million wasn't going to make me more richer. That's why I didn't care. I get it. I'll tell you a story. I get a gig. I'm into the selling out party where I put everything in perspective. I'm doing warm up for A Minute to Win It. Remember that show, A Minute to Win It? You do all these was a game show. We do challenges, and you have 1 minute to solve it, and then you win all these prizes up to $50,000 or something like that, right? Okay, great. Well, I was now doing the warm up for the Spanish version of this with Marco Antonio Regil.
Okay,
he's a show announcer, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm the warm up guy, blah 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 blah, and he's vegan. As I was making like jokes with the audience, I would make jokes about menudo and say, oh, it's just disgusting. And I said, okay, I get it, bro, but it's cultural thing. I'm drinking it. This is just a joke. I told him a story about having a campaign with Toma Leche. Got Milk? Mm-hmm. Remember that campaign? But the Spanish version, Toma Leche. Okay. So they wanted they had a whole campaign on Tomando Leche, tienes una sonrisa mejor. And that was their whole campaign. So they wanted a comedian to promote the milk. So I was getting paid really good money to go across the country being the ambassador for Toma Leche. It was,
shit.
Right? So it's con leche tienes una sonrisa mejor. And they brightened my teeth and they took me on the road and I was doing every morning show, right? But the problem is I'm a lactose intolerant. And the part of the deal was drink a whole cup of milk every time you do the show. And then I would do the morning show, drink the milk, like half an hour later, I'm just shitting my pants, bro. And then that night I had a comedy show. So I would invite everybody to that comedy show that night so they can do the campaign and then they record the smiles across the country.
Right.
Well, I told that story. He says, oh, how sad that you have to put yourself in a situation where you had to drink milk and this and that, like downplaying it and making me feel bad that I took that gig. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I needed the money. Like, it's easy for you to judge me and say, I can't believe you did. Yeah, bitch, because you have money. You can say no to the shit like this. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I will take this shit. And your judgment is not going to pay my fucking bills. You know what I mean? Now I get to buy milk for my daughter.
Yeah.
Because of that. So I looked at it that way, and that's when I realized, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to let people make me feel bad for what I had to do to make money. As long as I'm not stealing or hurting anybody, we're good.
I want to give a shout out to Ernesto Ledesma Comedy, dog, because he's a big part of the Lit Outlet Now with the Brown Militia podcast, and he's also a big part of you being here today. Are you like actively always like you support other comics and stuff like that? And tell me your relationship with Ernesto.
Oh, dude, I love Ernesto. I love Ernesto because he's the epitome of what our society is now. So I want to get a good close view of what our youth is. I'm like, hijos de pinche madre. This country has no hope. This motherfucker went and asked for the hobo haircut. Yeah. That's what it's called, the hobo haircut.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the fucking train wreck. But I love the kid. And I call him a kid because he's way younger than me. But no, I help him. I help Ace Murdoch. I help all these guys out because I already know how hard it is. And it takes no effort for me to help. Does that make sense? Now, people might think, well, why doesn't he help me? Well, bro, then help me. And even if I get 100 emails, hey, bro, then help me. I'm going to go, no, bro, because I get to choose who I want to help. If you want to be around what we're creating here or you want to hang out with us, it's you hanging out and saying, hey, I want to be a part of this group. Bring something to the table too. Ernesto, Ace, they're all willing to go out there and set up my merch. You know what I mean? They're out there and recording, always sending me pictures, making themselves useful and saying, hey, dude, we don't want you to carry the whole load. We can help you with this. We can help you with that. So as a comic, yesterday I was meeting with some guys that came from Arizona. And I told them, you want to open up for a comic? Look at the comedy clubs. Look at who they're booking. If they're from out of town, reach out and tell that comedian, hey, man, do you need any help? I know it's tough being on the road, so if you need a ride from the airport to your hotel, I'm here, bro. I'm just a big fan. Would love to come to see this show. That's it. Like, dude, you need any help? You need any weed? You need this? Hey, bro, while you're in town, you want to go sightseeing? Let me know, bro. I can drive you around. I have a car. I'm free this entire weekend. Do you understand how different that is from, hey, bro, can I get a spot? Do you understand? If I'm a comic flying into Chicago and I don't know anybody in Chicago, and this is the thing, bro. If I'm flying into your town and you're a comic, and you call me and say, Rich, I could pick you up from the airport, take you to the hotel. I'm not trying to be creepy, bro. I just trying to get my foot in this business. He picks me up, takes me to the hotel. I talk to him. He's a cool guy. That still doesn't guarantee a spot.
Right.
But at least I know your name now. At least I know that when I come from Chicago, I call Moy.
Yeah.
Why? Because Moy is a guy I can trust. He can pick me up from the airport. Fucking great. Fuck, you just saved me a $60 Uber. You know what? You got a spot, bro, tonight. Fuck it. Thank you, bro. You take me to the best chilaquiles places in Chicago. Fuck, bro. Thank you, Moy. Now there's a picture of me and you on social media. But you have to start by saying, this is what I can give you, bro. This is what I bring to the table, bro. Let me help you. I don't want to be a burden. I just don't want to take. This is what I have. And I'm talking about a ride. I'm talking about, hey, I'll go sightseeing, whatever you feel comfortable offering. And you can also say, no, look, I'm not going to get you coke. I'm not going to get you this. I'm not going to get you hookers. You set your boundaries. But you also said, no, which comedians you're fucking hitting up. But if you really want to do that, comics would love to get some help out on the road. But we never think of them. We're only thinking, when can I get a spot?
Damn, dog, you just fucking broke it down crazy right there, dog. That makes so much more sense.
Right? Think about it, how useful you would be to a guy from Arizona coming in, doesn't have an Uber, doesn't have a car. Fuck, dude. And you tell him, dude, I know who you are. And you're hitting up people that you respect because you would go, fuck, Barbosa. He said it on the Rogan podcast. Yeah, dude, I love helping guys see, but you hit up Barbosa, he won't need you anymore because Barbosa probably has a private driver drives him to the shows. But that's the kind of kid that when he started, or when he was barely headlining, he could have used a lot of help from a lot of comics if they approached it in that sense. But there's other guys out there that you can look on the lineups of the improvs and go, oh shit, this guy's coming in from Nebraska. This guy's coming in. Let me check him out. Look at his material. See if you like him, if this is the kind of guy you would want to hang out with. Because remember, you're going to sit through his entire set every night if you're the opening act now. Mm-hmm. Make sense? Even if you don't get booked that weekend, you hung out with him that weekend. That's it. Especially if you're from out of town, not LA. Because here we get spoiled. We have celebrities everywhere. Right. But if you're from Arizona and other comics are coming in, you want to hang out with that comic as much as you want because you're building that relationship. Once again, how did I start my career? Producing my own show. Yeah. I understood that I had to give value because I have no value right now. I'm just starting. Once you get value, then you can manipulate it and you go, okay, Now there's things I go, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that.
You know how like right now a lot of people say that Mexicans are on the come up. There's a big Mexican or Chicano or Latino renaissance in LA or in the United States where like we're kind of starting to get our recognition. But you're kind of been part of the Latino scene community for years.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, now it's just publicized, but it's been here, right? From your point of view.
Yeah, dude. I was the best Latino comic for years on Google. You know why? Because nobody wanted to wear that flag. Now that's everything. I'm like, I'm Latino. Oh, now you're like, oh, now we're Latino. Chiscos es un pinche. There was moments where comedians would tell me, hey, bro, stop doing the Spanish joke at the end of every show. Like at the end of every set that I had, I would end it with a Spanish joke, a Pepito joke. That was my signature. That was my end. Because there was no way for me to practice Spanish comedy. So I was thinking, well, I'll give him a last Pepito joke so I can start practicing my Spanish on stage. And that's how I developed little by little. But people would tell me, dude, pinche paisa, bro, stop doing that shit. Stop doing those Spanish jokes. Hey, fuck you, dude. You do you, I'll do me.
Yeah.
That's it. But now everybody's like, yeah, I'm going to do Spanish comedy. What the fuck? Oh, now?
Yeah. But also, too, on the other end of that stick is you went to Mexico and you're like doing comedy in Mexico for a while, right?
Yes. But I was performing with Franco Escamilla.
Okay.
Through the whole U.S. My attempt to this wasn't to... And what we're talking about is my Spanish comedy. Like I started doing Spanish comedy in Mexico, but not really. I went to Mexico to bring talent here. My objective always wasn't to work in Mexico. I don't know if you know this, but we make more money in the U.S. I don't mean to be a dick. So, especially if
you live out here,
you live out here, you know what I mean. So I cannot work in Mexico and live in the U.S. That's never an economical good outcome. That's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
So I didn't go there for the pesos. I went there for the talent. If I went there is to educate myself on what stand-up was in Mexico City. I went out there and I had huge success right away. But I already had 14 years of experience behind me when I showed up to Mexico City.
Okay.
Or 13 years. I was ready to go.
You're a seasoned vet.
And I was fully bilingual. I can speak Spanish perfectly. So it was like, dude, you're killing it up there. And in stand-up in 2013, 2014, Mexico City, the beer hall, what's up? That's the first stand-up place, which is a small little coffee shop that well, not coffee, they had sold everything, but they would allow open mics. So I showed up to an open mic on a Monday to Mexico City, and there was this community of comics that were all putting their shows together, but there wasn't a big scene. This was just in the beginning. But I shined so much because I was so seasoned already from the U.S. So by the time I hit that stage, in 6 months, I was on television, in Televisa, with Están Parados. A year later, I have DirecTV giving me a contract for 8 episodes on Sigue la Risa. So then I go to Mexico and bring all this talent, El La Chupitos, El Costeño, Sofía Niño Rivera, Richie O'Farrill. All of these guys, we got them for the show. And that's it. Like my career, for some reason, in Spanish just blew up in the matter of 2 years. In 2016, Franco Escamilla decides to come into the U.S. And I met him through this process of the show. He was going to be on the show, but time and schedules didn't allow. But it's back to... I had something to offer, you understand? I was in front of Franco having a conversation with him because there was DirecTV next to me going, yeah, we have a TV show and we just hired this guy to host it and we want you to be a part of this. We had a reason to talk. And that became a friendship because I'm from Mexicali. So at that moment, I was in Ensenada with him trying to pitch the show to him. He couldn't do it. All right, you can't do it. But he says, you're from Mexicali? Oh, I'll be in Mexicali tomorrow. You want to come and do the show? I'm like, all right. And that's how I started doing Spanish comedy. It was because I was with Franco doing these shows or the beer hall, different little shows. But really, my shows were in the U.S. because once he came over in 2016, I was there for 3 years. We toured all over the country.
Damn, how was that? How's tour? How's a comedy? Everyone thinks about rock stars and rappers going on tour, right? Singers, whatever. But a comedy tour, dog.
The best.
How is that? Tell me the experience.
The best when you're at that level where Frank was at. Because everything's catered. There's food in your dressing room. Everybody gets a dressing room. Everybody gets spoiled. That aspect of it, the luxury of it is nice. The transportation, everything. The theaters, they're huge theaters, dude. So going up into that big old audience that's beautiful. All of that is gorgeous. But then hurry up to the hotel. Because remember, Franco can't just hang out. He's going to get mobbed if we're hanging out with... He can't tell a fan, hey, let's go to my... Cancel culture, here you come. You understand? When you're such a big star, now you start alienating yourself just to protect yourself from whatever might be out there. So you don't go out and fuck around for the most part. You know what I mean? Frank was the kind of guy that didn't want to go partying afterwards. Now, if you're a comic that's going to go out party, you can party, bro, but you know that tomorrow the flight leaves at 6 because you have another show. So you're not sleeping at all. You're sleeping during the day, at night, go do the show, travel all night, come back in the morning, sleep. I mean, by the time you're done with the tour, you're like exhausted, bro. And you're like, you did nothing. You were just standing up. No, bro, it's the transportation, the partying.
In between.
You'll burn out. But it's the best. Better than being a rock star, I'll tell you this much. Rock stars, you have to go do a sound check. You have to carry your equipment. You have to have all these fucking moving parts. As a comic, there's a mic. Go.
Damn.
That's it. Go.
That's fucking
You're done.
tight.
That's it. What's the fucking sound check? No, not me. Tell him just to get next to the speaker.
Yeah.
It doesn't squeak. You're good. Fucking give me the mic.
What are some of your favorite cities to perform in?
Nashville. I love Nashville.
Why? Why Nashville?
The vibe, bro. Like it's weird. Like it's a big town with a small town feel. There's music everywhere. I think it's a lot slower. I haven't spent a lot of time there, but every time I go, I really enjoy just the atmosphere after the show. Walking around, going to the bars. There's usually like bars with live music going on, different type of genres. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Nobody's really violent. Nobody's really aggressive. You know what I mean? Chicago's a little more shady.
Chicago's shady?
Some shit. Yeah. So you got to be careful where you go. But
Dude, there's a lot of Mexicans in Chicago, right?
oh, yeah.
What's the difference between a Chicago crowd and an LA crowd?
I think the LA crowd is a little more demanding in a sense where, yeah, we heard that. Yeah, okay. All right. Where Chicago crowd goes, man, that's hilarious. We haven't heard that shit before. I think the fact that there's so many big heavy hitters here in LA, that they get spoiled.
A little jaded, huh?
Well, my fans will tell me, oh, dude, I saw this guy, I saw that guy. That guy's great. This guy. So they're educating themselves in comedy, where they're like, nah, motherfucker, like you're funny, but you know, I saw Jason Collins, I saw this guy, he's hilarious. So you're like, shit, I gotta step it up.
So Nashville, Chicago, where else? Where else do you like to perform?
Texas, all of Texas, bro, all of Texas. I'm in. If you tell me you can do Texas all year long, I'll do Texas all year long.
Really?
Bro. If I can do Texas, Arizona, just because the love of the people, it is so great. California, of course, I do California all day long too. But the West Coast, I just love it. New York, I love it, but I don't think I connect with them. And not because my material won't cross over. It's just there's a feel to your material, bro. When you're talking about your life stories, it hits harder here because they'll automatically relate to you. If I go to New York, it'll be funny, but it doesn't hit as hard because most of the audience go, we really don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I start talking about crossing the border. Oh, it's funny, but it's not real. Remember Chappelle said, I don't believe you, motherfucker. It ain't real. My brother asked me, a comedian asked me, why do you think this comedian hasn't made it? Why do you think this comedian hasn't made it? And I told him, I don't believe you. I don't believe them. And I finally understood what Chappelle was saying. I don't believe you. Meaning, when you're telling me something, I gotta believe you. I don't give a fuck if it's a lie. But you gotta make me believe you so I can go, because if you don't give me this, I'm not your fan, bro, because we haven't connected. We have not related. There's people that are listening to this audio, this interview, that are people going, man, that motherfucker grew up just like me.
Yeah.
Fuck, that motherfucker grew up. Oh, I did that. Damn, I'm a fan, bro. Shit. There's motherfuckers right now going, dude, I couldn't read at 10 either. I felt that there's going to be people that are going to go, I feel what he's going through. Dude, perfect. That's believable. That's connecting. When you can connect with your audience like that, you'll have fans. That's why people love Chappelle, because they connect. Make sure they believe you, bro. I don't give a fuck if it's a lie, but make me believe you. That's it.
What is your lifestyle now? Because now you're a family man, right?
I love it. Love it. My goal in life is to be, people say, ¿cuál es tu logro más grande en tu vida? They give me an interview in Mexico. Be the most amazing father. That's it, bro. That is it. And it's such a relief that I can breathe because now I just have to focus on that one person. That's it. That's it. Just got to keep this little girl happy. But that involves my wife being happy. That involves my inner circle being happy. Mm-hmm. That involves everybody around me being happy. It's not, but that's my main focus. But in order for that to happen, she needs to grow up in this environment where I'm not the destructive part of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So just that. But I know if I can keep this one good, I'm good.
Do you kind of like fix your schedule or your shows around your family lifestyle, or like if you have to go on tour, like fuck it, pick up your bags and go?
Nope. My manager hates the fact that my daughter was born on the 15th of September.
Why?
Dude, Mexican Independence Day.
You're right.
My man, he knows that week is off limits. Don't touch it. Whatever my princess wants, she's going to get. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? You know how many calls we get for 16th of September, 15th? Yeah, no. If there is a gig that my little girl goes, oh, I want to go, then let's go for your birthday. I'll do the comedy in the afternoon. And like, there's been trips to Mexico. There's been to Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, where I get booked on those days. But it was, she wanted to go. My little girl's like, yeah, I want to go to the beach. I want to do this for my birthday. Oh, perfect. It just coincides with what I want to do. But it's usually Vegas gigs. Hey, we want you to come to Vegas. Fuck. Dude, never again. I miss my Father's Day. It's crazy, dude. I'm in Texas. And this is when I learned my lesson. I'll never jeopardize my family like that again. I rather cherish that more. I'm in Texas doing a gig. Shitty gig, by the way. Horrible. And I'm at the airport. But I'm like, okay, good. I'm going to go to a Father's Day celebration. My family's ready. This is my first Father's Day. And I'm super excited, bro. And so I'm in Texas. I said, okay, I can still do this gig, but I'll be back on Sunday. I'll be back by 2. We'll celebrate by 4. My wife's like, all right, I'll get everything ready. Everybody was invited. Food was bought. Everything was ready. I'm in Texas. Flight's been delayed. Flight's been delayed. Flight's been canceled.
Damn.
I get home, like typical movie thing where you walk in, the cake's already been cut. People already ate the messes there. And you're like, fuck. Like, I miss my Father's Day. It's like, never again. It's like, I'm crying in the airport. And this is what I love about comedy. I'm crying on the airport because I fucking missed my first Father's Day. Everybody's there cheering, looking at me, celebrating, eating, and I'm crying, bro. And I put my phone down, and my friend Armando Anto, the comedian, laughing, you fucking dumbass. Oh my God, what a dick. But I start laughing, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing, bro. That's comics. We laugh at this kind of thing. We dwell on this shit. So, but I made that choice then at that airport. I said, never again. I'll never jeopardize my family for a gig. Because fuck this, dude. It's not worth it.
You know, like right now you said you're having probably one of the worst times at the airport. Your comedian homie is making fun of you, right? Comedians find humor in everything. Bad situations, good situations, funny, trying to make it funnier. Could you imagine a world without comedy? Like, without laughing? Could you do that? Could you not live as a comedian?
I couldn't. I've had that conversation with myself many times where, can I stop doing this for a living? No. I don't know what to do else. It's been 22 years for me. This is it. And keep in mind, I'm not rich, but I'm not broke. Mm-hmm. Like, I live a really comfortable lifestyle, but I just live under my means. You know what I mean? I'm not out there with a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I live under my means so I can have the luxury of going, hey, September 16th, nothing that week, bro. September 15th, nothing. Why do I get to make those decisions? Because I live a certain lifestyle where I can afford to do that now. Tell them yes, no, yes, no. I can make those decisions. Now, Toma Leche tells me, hey, go fuck yourself. I'm not going on this campaign. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Me va a dar chorro, güey. No. By the way, the end of that story, we're done with the campaign, and I drank the last glass of milk, and then I was like, I'm so glad. I told the rep, because there's a rep that represents the company that's with you the whole time. And they bring the props, the milk, everything. And I told her, I'm so glad I don't have to do this anymore. Why? Was it that bad? No, it's just the milk's been killing my stomach. Why didn't you say anything? I could have got you almond milk. I could have got you soy milk. You don't have to drink real milk. We can have colored water. I was like, are you serious? Yeah. She's like, I'm lactose intolerant. I don't drink this stuff. I was like, what the hell? Bro, so you mean I could have stopped drinking? Yes.
Oh, you're shitting your brains out for no reason.
For no reason. Because you have to drink the glass of milk when you're done.
Fuck, dude. That's so crazy, man. Dude, thank you so much for pulling up to the podcast, man.
Oh, bro, thank you very much for having me.
Honestly, dog, like even from the phone call, you calling me Moy and shit like that, I'm like, oh, this sounds like he's already like family. It sounds like one of my tios, my cousins or something, you know. Like, I really get a good vibe from you, dog, honestly. And you know, if you ever need to come and promote anything on the show, obviously we're a super small platform. You're a huge comedian, but our door's open for you at any time.
I'm gonna keep this clip, bro. So when you guys blow up, I'm going, hey, motherfucker, I have a card. I want to cash in.
Yeah, you cash it in at any time, dog. I really appreciate you. Before we go, though, do you have any stories that pertain to Southgate or HP or Bell or the Southeast cities? Any memorable stores you used to like to go to, places to party? Where do you guys hang out at from your days?
Oh, bro, we would rock from San Pedro in Florence all the way to Pacific in Florence.
Okay.
We would walk all that shit to come to the movies. You don't know how many times I made out at the California Theater. 3rd floor, bro. They had 3 theaters. I mean, you can spend your whole day there. But when you're a kid, you didn't have a lot of options. That was it. And my parents were not going to take us out. They were like, "Das pendejo." Like, just go out. So, El Parral, güey. El Parral, me acuerdo del Parral, güey. El desmadre que pasaba en los 90s. Because I was in Prajín. Remember? So, the music scene, the Lupillo Rivera, el Gavilancillo, el Original, all of these guys were hitting at that moment. El Parral was a packed house. We'd go to El Parral when we were kids. Teatro Los Pinos in Southgate. Here in Southgate, Teatro Los Pinos. You had the only Spanish comedy theater. For a long time. Y ahí yo conocí a Luis de Alba, a todos los comediantes, a Rafael Inclán. Todos venían a hacer sus obras de teatro. And I remember coming with my dad. And I remember my dad didn't give a shit about anything but that. Like comedy. His favorite comic was Luis de Alba. He idolized that, man. Like for my dad, the comedy scale was Luis de Alba and then everybody underneath him. Mm-hmm. So I grew up watching those plays with Luis de Alba and going with my dad to see him. My dad would tell me, when you go to the video store, lo que tenga Luis de Alba, agárralo. Years later, I tell my dad, I'm opening up for Luis de Alba. What? Dude, my dad never liked my comedy career till that moment. He was like, yep, this is it. Dude, he was the proudest. He was like, what the fuck?
And he went? He went?
He went, bro. Damn. He saw it. I was like, what the fuck? That was it. I just got to open up for him. I was trying to book him for some of the shows in 2008, and he was just busy. His schedule was busy, and the price range was too high for me. But I got to open up the show once. I was like, good. Years later, in 2016, I called Luis de Alba on the phone. Another person gave me his number. And I said, listen, sir, I'm trying to build Spanish comedy in the U.S. I need your help. I need you to come over to the U.S. I don't have any money. But I guarantee you that I'll work really hard and I'll promote the shit out of your show, sir. And we will sell out. But you have to believe in me. I don't have any money. All I can buy you is a plane ticket and the hotel for right now. And he said, ¿Está bien, mijo? When he said that, dude, I was like, damn. I took him to the Ontario Improv. Boom! 5 shows sold out right away.
Fuck,
they added a 6th one. Ray ran out of liquor, bro. The biggest grossing weekend they had for a single comedy they've never heard of. The Improv and Levity, everybody turned around and said, what just happened? Somebody just moved the needle? And that was it. Luis de Alba says, you're my new manager. Let's go. And we toured. Man, David, Cerna, myself, we took this guy all over the U.S., 24-city tour. And we opened up the floodgates. Now, after Luis de Alba presented himself in all these improvs, and Yuck Yucks and all these Funny Bones and all these other comedy clubs, now they all open their eyes and say, oh, there is a Spanish market. And now these Mexican comedians are not coming over. So with this whole thing going on, after the pandemic, I wanted to go to Mexico. And my wife said, ¿Pa qué, güey? You already built Spanish comedy in the U.S. Why don't you just tour here? You have clubs now that will say yes to your Spanish show. Why the fuck are you going to Mexico? I said, you're right. Yeah, tonight. I'm at the Hollywood Improv.
Hell yeah.
With Nacho Redondo. I brought him over too.
Hell yeah.
Y ahorita he sold out show tonight at the Hollywood Improv.
Hell
so
yeah.
we're doing Spanish comedy tonight.
Hell yeah.
One of the biggest things at the Improv, they asked one of the managers, what's the biggest change in all these 60 years of the Improv? Dude, we've never had to say Spanish or English until Richard showed up. Damn. The manager said straight out, the only thing that's changed is now we have to ask Spanish or English. Richard showed up. I was like, damn, that was it. Mission accomplished.
You literally changed the game, dog.
Oh, nice.
We're going to end the podcast on that story,
there
dog.
you go, guys.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. Join our broadcast channel on Instagram for to win tickets to Disneyland. And shout out to everyone paying attention. Where can they find you? And then anything else you have to promote?
Yes, I'll be in San Diego the 16th.
Okay.
We'll be in San Diego at the mic drop. What else? I have some dates coming out in Arizona. Just look at the calendar because we're releasing the new tour dates for the next year, 2024.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you guys for watching. And then don't forget, pull up, turn up, and stay lit. Let's get it. Yeah.